Welcome back to Professor Sports Cards. My name is Jason. I feel like this week there's just a ton of good information and news on every video, so don't miss a video. We got Ohtani's 1 of 1 coming up and so much more.
I drove over to the Sonic Drive-In, ordered a jalapeno burger.
I start almost every video the same exact way. A blurred out player's rookie card. It does say 97. Whose rookie card is this? Comment below whose rookie card. At the end of the video, we'll go over price, pop count, and everything in between.
Chicken fried steak sandwich. A chili cheese dog with extra onions.
All right, so the big story today is this Shohei Ohtani. Topps is kind of doing something right here. You saw it with the... I'll turn down the mic just a little bit. You saw the big story. Now there's huge bounties out for the 1 of 1 auto, Durant, Curry, LeBron. Now these have to be big, memorable moments. They just, these cards, it's a big deal, that card getting such money, because yeah, it's a huge card. And this 40-40 club, there's 5 players, I think, in the 40-40 club all time, ever. That's very rare when it comes to Major League Baseball. The chance he hits 50-50 too, and the first comment says the 50-50 card will be worth more, and fair if he is. The nice thing about this, it's 1 of 1 and he inscribed it 40-40 club. That's awesome. It'll be gold. The way this works is Topps puts out this Topps Now card, you know, for remembering this moment forever. They only print it for 72 hours, generally. Sometimes it's 24 hours. I believe this card was available for 3 days, 72 hours, what I believe. It ended earlier today. As of shooting this video, I'm shooting this video Sunday, or this part of the video Sunday. And so you can no longer buy it as of Sunday. There'll be the 1 of 1 card, 1 of 1. Hilarious. I don't know, it's random. And then there's also 5 autographs numbered to 5. I don't think, I couldn't tell you for sure, but I don't think he personally inscribed them 40-40 club. There's some other variations as well. I'm very curious to see how many of these bad boys, can you see this? Well enough. I'm curious to see, there was over 500,000 of the Curry, you know, that card, Durant, LeBron. So that card's gonna be worth pennies because there's just 588,000 of them out there. I meant to buy that card. I watched it. I saw it live. I made a story on it, and then I never got around to buying the card. I did purchase this, just one. So we'll have a package to open for the big lotto. I'm going to guess that this is the second biggest card ever printed, because you know the print run, after it's over, they release it, which I love. And I think prior to the Curry Durant LeBron auto card, it was a Wemby card where there was about 180,000 printed. So I'm guessing this card will break that. I think there will be more than 200,000 of these ordered. I think a lot of people missed out, and a lot of people don't understand. First off, they're clueless. A lot reading comments from the basketball card and now this card. Anyways, so yes, this is a deal. I expect another big bounty to come. Absolutely. Again, before we move on, this is it. Jose Canseco, 42-40. First player ever to do it in 1988.
He's running. There's the throw. Number 40. Jose Canseco, the first man ever in big league history.
96, Bonds does it, 42-40. I got to be honest with you, 96 was before he was roiding. Just go look at his body back then. He started about 98, I want to say. Maybe 97, but 96, that was the year Sosa and McGuire hit all the home runs, and Bonds is like, screw this. But Bonds hit 42-40, you never know. Who knows?
Goes on the first pitch. Reed is up throwing, but Bonds has done it. Barry Bonds has become the second man in the history of baseball.
A-Rod, 42-46. Maybe some will make the argument, oh, he wasn't on Roy J either.
And that is hit well into right center field. Anderson goes back and see you later. There it is. Alex Rodriguez is now a 40-40.
41 for Soriano. The thing that all 4 of these guys have in common is they're not in the Hall of Fame because they took steroids.
There he goes. And he is in there without a throw. And that's number 40 for Soriano. He joins Jose Canseco, Barry Bonds, and Alex Rodriguez as the only 40-40 men.
Acuna did it last year with 73 stolen bases. So them widening the bases just by a little bit, so much to encourage stolen bases. It's actually good, but now you're going to see a lot more stolen bases. Who knows? Maybe one day there'll be such a big base stealer. You know, no one can touch Ricky Henderson, but who knows with these new bases.
Ronald Acuna truly historic season. 40 home runs.
Now Ohtani does it the very next year, making it a little less rare. Not to call either of these players out, they're legends, they're future Hall of Famers. The list that they're on is steroid users. So why am I wrong to think any less of these two?
Fly ball, right center field. Series going back. He's at the track. He's at the wall. 40-40. Walk-off grand slam. No way.
Very rare. There's 6 players Ohtani's added himself to this list. And that's why I think this card will get a nice bounty, and it's going to be worth quite a bit of money.
French fries, tater tots.
We're not spending a lot of time on this, but I saw this photo, thought it was awesome. You have his rookie card, I believe, a cool picture in the background, Jim Hacksaw Duggan, the auto. When I was a kid, he was probably towards the end of his career. I remember coming in like this, and he was the old man with the, he wasn't old, but to me as a kid, he wasn't the most nimble in the ring. Let's put it that way.
Oh my goodness!
287 pounds, Hacksaw Jim Duggan.
He dives on it. 1, 2, 3.
All right, this is 4 days old, but we're sharing. Customer brought this into my shop. They were curious if it's worth anything. That's some damn nonsense. I'm going to click it. I hope we don't lose the story when I do that. I'd like to see the full photo. Is that not going to work? All right, full photo is not working, but I believe... Oh, there we go. Let's see. Gotta catch 'em all. I assume that's base set. Why is it upside down? I don't know, but I assume the reason it's nonsense is because this is like the very beginning stuff. Yeah, Pokemon base set blaster. I mean, this is the original blasters, maybe. I don't know if that's all true. I'm not quite sure what I'm looking at. That jungle right there. I mean, if that's jungle, that's the second set ever of Pokemon. So anyways, I ended up reading some of the comments. I'll buy all base set blasters. I ended up reading some of the comments. Someone asked how much. And if we end up getting to it, my internet's being a little weird as I'm shooting this. But if he said he took them on consignment, and it'll be a nice payday when they sell. But anyways, it's cool, good enough to share. Can you see this again well enough? Yeah, man, Pokemon's not going away. I want to shoot a video coming up at some point, Pokemon channels versus sports card channels, because the sports card channels just absolutely crush. Or excuse me, the Pokemon channels are just absolutely more views, higher subscriber amounts, bigger following. Interesting stuff, man. Interesting stuff. Here are some comments. Did you lowball him? Anyone that could take 5 seconds to Google search doesn't really deserve to make top dollar, in my opinion. Well, he didn't lowball him. He's taking him on consignment. Someone asked, I thought these were good. Internet's been a little weird. Yeah, here we go. Good. Took them on consignment. Someone asked, what's the strategy? He says he has a 4,000 square foot antique and collectible store. It's been in business for 3 years. So it's more about trust the business. So people are basically bringing the stuff in. They see a place doing well, and they'll put it on consignment due to the space. Yeah, I'd like to get space, but don't know how I could survive trying to establish online consignment. Definitely tough. It is tough. I mean, you have to be in a good location. You have to be able to, attract business, wait out the slow portions of the year. No doubt, but it also sounds like a lot of fun to own something like that.
People always like to talk about who's the greatest, who's the GOAT, and I don't like those discussions because different eras, different players, different rules. Who would be some of your Mount Rushmore
Well, I mean, you named them all, and there's more, Reggie, because I can't think of all of them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Dale Ellis was a great shooter.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of great shooters, and you're always going to leave somebody out, and people get their feelings hurt by that. I don't. I could care less. The one thing I do know, I always knew how good I was.
Right.
I didn't care what you thought of my game now.
Yeah.
But I knew in the majority of the games I played with the team I had, we're going to win most of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I had that kind of confidence. But they always talk about the great. I tell people, quit whining about LeBron. Enjoy him while he's here. He's unbelievable. I mean, he's one of the greatest, if not the greatest ever. Then you go back, I played against Magic, Michael, Kareem. The list goes on and on. So it's hard to pick one guy. I mean, it just seems like everybody in their era thinks their era is the best. I don't buy any of that.
Right.
Things change.
This marquee, this got so much love. 1,300 likes and loves, 122 comments. You got what I need. Can't help myself. Dude was a pioneer. Have you ever heard his cover, Benny and the Jets? It was awful. Rip to the GOAT. You. Sorry. This has nothing to do with sports card. That is exactly what is destroying the hobby. Okay. If at the beginning of the video you said this dude was David Ortiz, or a matter of fact, back then it was David Arias, you'd be right. I thought that was interesting. It's David Arias, not Ortiz on the card. Even on the slab, though, they do put Ortiz. I don't see that on the card at all. Interesting. I'm glad it does designate Ortiz, or we'd all be lost. I'd have no idea. Although his face is, you can't miss that face or the big body. By the way, $175 in a PSA 10. There are 1,600 of them in a PSA 10. When I was looking, I don't know how many rookie cards he has from 97. It doesn't feel like a lot. Doesn't like a lot of different companies at the time. I could be way off, but I don't think so based off what I was looking. It's also weird to think, damn, he was a rookie back in 97. I'm old. Jesus Christ, if you're, wow. I mean, it does not feel like, he must have, I hope he had a long career, but it's crazy to think, like those, man, 20 years ago were those Yankee Red Sox amazing games in the playoffs. It's just insane to think. In a PSA, well, let's check the chart before we move on. Can you even see this? I'm so bad with that sometimes. Somewhat steady. It doesn't want to fall below 150, really, and that's where you're flirting with it right now. This is a 2-year chart. It was selling 2 years ago for around 300, fell pretty drastically to more around 200, and over the past year, it's flirted around $150 to $200 in a PSA 10. In a PSA 9, I noticed there were less of them. I did take a peek already. There was only 513, so it's not like there's a ton of these cards, and again, I don't think he has a lot of rookie cards. There is this Fleer in a Tiffany, which there's much less, and it's obviously more expensive because of that. In a PSA 9, it's currently selling still for a high amount. A lot of love for this guy, $135. Surprising to see the PSA 10 sell. Let's look at the chart. I don't feel like that's a true price. Yeah, it's around 100 to 100. Yeah, 80 to 100. This is not a true price. It's way spiked up from all the last 20 sales, last 6 months of sales. This card is more true at like $90. Still, why would you buy this over the PSA 10 when the PSA 10 is less than 200? So if you want to put this card in your collection, obviously you go for the PSA 10 and not the PSA 9.
Washed it down with 1 beer, 2 beers, 3 beers.
Tuesday, August 27th at 7. I'm going to go live. I have questions for Gio, Mike. He does a Sports Card Nonsense podcast. He's a breaker. I'm curious how long he's been a breaker. I know quite a while. I think he does it full time. So just a lot of questions. I have different perspective. He has different perspective. We're going to come together and break some barriers. So that'll be tonight. Also probably feature some of those clips in my future videos so people get a chance to see them if they don't watch me live or us live. But anyways, hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. Helps me know you're enjoying the content. Helps the algorithm. Subscribe if you have not. I shoot to make videos Monday to Friday. And as always, have a great day, and thank you for watching.
What up, everybody? This is Robert Ory, a.k.a. Big Shot Bob, and you're watching Professional Sports Cards. Hey, by the way, go buy my rookie card.